Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
You have the late shift?
Sort of. It depends how you look at it, because I'm since this morning here. So
Oh, okay. So you have just a long day.
yeah.
Mm. Where are you located?
Israel.
Okay.
Yeah.
But where in Israel? It's always at the moment an important question to ask.
Yes, yes. Basically, we are in Tel Aviv.
Okay.
Where are you located?
In Germany.
Oh,
In
you're also from Friedrichshafen?
yes, yeah. Yeah, but we're very sad to watch what is happening, and we were very worried about you guys. But I'm always happy to hear that you're in Tel Aviv and not like Amit in the middle.
In the middle, yeah. I mean, he's right on in the middle of all this crisis. Yes, but what can I say? It's a so complicated situation.
But how do you? I mean, I cannot even imagine. Every day when I talk to one of you, I'm like, how? I mean, your kids are going to school, you're doing your normal life, right? But for us, it's like watching it in TV. It's like, oh my god, oh my god.
Yes, I can tell you that normal it's not. We're trying to act like it's normal, but basically deep down it's not normal. I don't like to say it, but we're used to this kind of situation. They're talking about ceasefire, for instance, in the next few days, and people already planning for the weekends. So we are living in a crazy place.
Yeah, you're living in a but maybe for me it's like, oh my god, I'm so
It's also for us. Don't get me wrong. It's also for us. No one like to be in such a situation, and I assume that it's also for the Palestinians. So all of us in a bad situation.
Yeah. Yes. We are at least we are watching it from here, and we are feeling with you. I know that doesn't help, but
thank you for the support. Thank you very much.
Okay, last shot of the conference, last shot of the day, last final. Jana, you're happy?
I will be happy once it's really finished. Not that I'm not happy at the moment. It's just that I also feel nervous before people go live. I think
really?
about yes. I was telling.
Oh my god!
Really, I'm going through like emotional roller coaster for every session before it starts. Like, is everything going to go well? Will they be able to keep up with the questions? Like, I'm thinking about you all the time. So
thank you. At least we clarified that. So Matthias and I, we just had a big pizza, so we are fully. I'm like, I cannot, I cannot talk anymore because I'm overeaten. And I think, you know what? I didn't say that, Matthias. It was my first pizza in 6 months, I think. When was the last time we had?
Yeah, he had a pizza together. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a long time ago.
No, it was my first pizza in general because everything is closed here, as you know. Still, it's opening tomorrow. No, Saturday.
What are you talking about? Here is everything open.
Yeah, great. Let's move to Miami.
Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, let's not talk about weather or food or clubs or something like that, you know.
Yeah, and we touched with Liran.
Do you think we can?
It's Liran, yes. Yeah. For the Germans, it's Liran.
Lira.
Liran. Yes, it's much easier for.
I'm half Turkish. Does that count?
No. My family comes from Germany, so. Okay. It's for my grandmother. It was much easier to say Liran instead of Liran. But
okay. So
sorry, Anna, you work with us?
I was just saying if we should bring Shu back in here because Shu was so much nicer and he did not talk about open stores and food. So I was just wondering if he can wake him up now.
Iran, can you please kick out Christoph? Thank you very much. I want to hear about Miami and stuff like that. Just Don't.
Weather and.
Okay, what are we doing today?
We just say bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
So we do the same thing, or?
We do the same thing. Just remember to say Christoph instead of Chu. That's all.
Okay.
You want to do something else? You remember not being crazy in the last minute, just to give you the introduction. No, for Christoph's benefit. I mean, he was watching us this morning. He told me so.
And how did we do?
Great.
Right. Thank you.
Actually, I would really say it was a great closing. I liked it, and also I did not expect that any questions come up from the audience, but that was somehow nicely done. And I especially like your last statement, Matthias, where you said even in 2030 we still have a diesel engine somehow.
Yeah, I think Christoph wants you to say that again.
Yeah.
That was the message. Please say that again.
It would bring somehow, credibility.
Yeah. I mean, the question was just super easy to answer. But Christoph, give me a little bit of flavor. What happened in the US, and what are you expecting, or what do you think is the punchline?
I would say that certainly there will be a topic coming up of EPA Tier 4. That's something which is important to mention, that we have now the engine released, and
your favorite engine, Matthias.
Engine. At least one rating we have in the meantime. The other thing, what is a burning topic here, is alternative fuels. And also, I think there is a certain tendency into electrification, but electrification means in our case more kind of onboard gensets providing power, and then down the road, in whenever it is, going more to batteries or fuel cells. But currently, you know it better than me, you have been also living here in the US. The market here is still somehow conservative. Even so, in the news, you see all the messages about Tesla and everyone, but especially in the marine business, it's still somehow about, engines, basically.
Liran, can you send me the link for the... No, I'm joking, sorry. Liran, can you send the...
Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't start the debrief. Wait, you all probably already know everything.
I don't know anything, so I'm just wondering.
No, for Christoph's benefit, please let's do the briefing properly. That's why I told Anna we jump in 30 minutes earlier and we do all. I shut up.
Okay, great.
Oh God, Denise, how can you do that?
I will never tell you the secret. Never. Did I tell you guys that this is my boss, by the way? Happy to introduce Matthias, my boss. This is how we talk to each other.
Yeah.
I guess it was a pizza, Matthias, who made her silent now. She started like this. She can't talk anymore, so I think this is a secret.
Yeah, but that's what he said like 10 minutes ago, and then she talked like for the last 10 minutes. Okay, let's start.
True.
I go on mute.
So I just to those of you who didn't participate in previous sessions, which I understand that it's you, Christoph. I sent in the chat, I sent a link. Okay, in this link, if you will click on it, the new tab will be open, and in this link you will be able to see the questions that are coming from the audience. This is how you basically can communicate with the audience, answers as well, but mainly to see the questions. Who is going to moderate the session? Who is going to open? Oh, Denise, great. So, no, that's great. I said, oh, that's great. It was in a good way.
So I need to be in the upper left corner. I was there before, so.
Denise, you said you go on mute.
Sorry.
Yes, but I asked her to unmute herself. Yeah. So as you probably know, I'm going to write a message. No. I'm going to count down to tell you a few minutes before, a minute before, a few seconds before we're going live, and then you will see a message. We are live now in the chat. Once you see the message, you can start talking. I would during when someone else is speaking, it would be best if you, the rest of you, will be muted. This is in order not to have background noises, etc. I understand that we have a presentation. And I just want to make sure that this is the presentation. We have 3 slides.
Anna is the boss on that segment. Looks like the presentation.
It definitely is the presentation.
Okay, so we have 3 slides.
I will always say now moving to the next day, and then you go 1 slide. So I will not say please move to the next slide. I will say moving to the next day. Because that's presenting days. Day
So
1,
3 slides.
Day
3 slides, 3 days.
Yeah.
Got it. Moving and Marine Challenge and the future of shipping is the first day.
Yes, sir. You're very smart. I like you.
Thank you very much. I have numbers here that I know that 1 is the first.
Cool.
Yeah. So when are we supposed to show it?
I will do the opening and the introduction, then all 3 of us will be on the screen, and then I will say now let's move into a review and graphics of the days, and starting with day number 1, and then you can just
okay.
And then we go back to the 3 people. Maybe do quickly, can you just pull us, organize us quickly that we look, last time we did it like this. No, I think Christoph down, Matthias up.
Yes, Matthias
That was how we did it, yeah. This one, was it like this? Yeah, it was like this, right?
It was like this, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, Christoph, this was not meant to put you downwards. Okay, and then, okay, let's come all back. Magic. And then in the end of the session, I would say now we end with the video. For Christoph, we go all on mute, we switch off the camera, and then we are being taken out. So we will not, so we will say goodbye, and then the video comes. As a very
okay, so we will end with the video, no problem. So basically,
perfect.
Denise,
and
Denise, are we supposed to leave the studio, or are we just stop camera?
Yeah, you just stop the camera, and then it says off broadcasting or something, or session off or something, and then we come all back and do a quick reflection, of course. That's the best part of it, where Anna tells us that we did not so great, or maybe okay, or no, most of the time she's very kind with us.
After the video, you are not coming back, right?
No, we come back because they want to get feedback.
But just to you, we just want to come back to you.
To come back, we'll go off air and then you will come back.
Yeah, right.
No problem.
But then you can just 2 minutes and then we go all home. I mean, you're all home potentially already, but.
Yeah, well, I'm at the office. It's feel like home right now.
Okay. Okay. Sorry for that.
No, it's okay.
Right. I mean, I would try to limit it to 20 minutes. If I mean, the target is 15 minutes. This morning we did 22, I think. But I had to run to the media briefing, so that was my limiting factor. You're on mute, Jana.
Sorry, and now you don't have any limiting factor?
Yeah, my family.
Okay.
No, but I would say, I mean, 20 minutes, considering in the US it's also not super early, I would just cut it off, right? I mean, if there are 20 questions with crystal balls, Matthias can go ahead. Okay, I go on mute again.
Jana, do you want to fake some questions like you did before?
I can if you want. I'm sorry, Denise.
Denise, the crystal ball
is amazing. I really like her.
Oh, thank you. I like you too, by the way. Yeah, and I was not I was not in the last sessions, sorry, so I didn't fake questions like I did all the day, but
That's what I do. I send fake questions to people.
good.
Actually,
There was
real
one-
questions. But
Yeah, real question, really prepared one. But there was one guy who was really interested, and Angelica and myself, we both recognized this, and simultaneously we were like, "Are you Rajit?" And it just popped up in both of our Skype things. So I was assuming she is this guy, and she was asking me if I am that guy. And so it was really
So you
funny.
put always a name in? Oh, you're smart.
No, anonym. But that's why it was so like, is it your fake profile? I was like, is it your fake profile? So it was just like thinking the same.
So that's Matthias, what we did.
But he seems to be real.
But the best thing was the cat guy. I mean, that was really, I'm so happy, Christoph, that you discovered that. In day number 2, there was in the kind of central area of the event was a cat video posted with the statement, "This is all I have to say." And I had discovered a cat guy on the platform. So I told them, delete him immediately, of course, and the video. And then we discovered it was not a cat video, it was a catamaran video, which was, but yeah. We sent an apology to the guy, I think. But it's actually pretty cool. It's like a war, online war.
I have to be honest, when you started saying a cat person, I thought you were actually talking about a cat person. And then I remembered the video and the situation.
No, the cat is our main competitor.
Yeah.
And we had 10, I think, registered. And
you killed them.
We killed them all. Yeah.
We gave them pizza.
Denise, if we kept them now, we would have had 2,000.
Oh, where are we now? 295, right? 1995, or where are we?
997, I think, was the last
one.
Oh,
come on, Christoph. Can you please register 3 more people?
Can ask my family.
Yeah,
but then
right.
Maybe
Go to your daughter.
No, 987.
Actually, 10 people are missing. I just looked it up.
That's okay. That's okay. I will not miss my revenue by 10 million, though.
Matthias, with jacket or without jacket? I see you have to jacket over the chair.
Whatever you prefer.
It's fine with whatever you like. US is not as formal as the rest of the world, but I'm prepared if needed.
Just do it the same way. I think you should do it without a jacket.
Okay.
The last one I think I did with a jacket, or?
Yeah, you did. But that was Asia and Europe.
But that was Asia. So it's Anna's call.
Or the cat.
Jacket
I should decide.
So, yeah, you decide.
I would go with jacket, but
sorry.
It's just a little bit more contrast. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's better.
Good. Ready to go.
How long?
13
minutes.
Yes, 13 minutes.
So Matthias, I will, Denise, you will open up, and then I will ask Matthias for his thoughts from the event. Do you have an issue if I asked you, Matthias, you have attended similar events in different applications. How do you like the Marine Summit in general, and what's your key takeaway?
Yeah, compared to the others, and what was better? No,
not that really, but you have more experience in such virtual events than we have.
Find whatever you like, and I will answer whatever I like.
But we said many times now that this is the first time, so I would not stress it too much.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I anyway have a written answer already. So whatever you ask me, I want to say the same thing.
Okay. Because he's very inflexible usually. You never say what I tell you, so it would be the first time that you. Yeah. So first question.
Yeah.
From Christoph to Matthias, then Denise to Christoph, then Christoph to Denise, then Denise to Christoph, then Denise to Matthias, and then hopefully something fake or unfaked came in. No,
Yeah.
let's not fake it. And then we exit.
All right,
I mean,
maybe let's make the first question because then they feel encouraged, hopefully, to ask a little bit more. Thank you.
yeah, what did we have this morning? Was this morning something faked? I think they just came in, right?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if you fake the first one, probably the rest is feeling more
Yeah,
encouraged
that's why
to
we
ask.
always faked it,
Yeah.
because that encouraged the people to ask something.
Okay.
We
So,
all
Jana,
Maybe you why you don't tell Angel that she should do it? She's online anyways, as I know her.
then it's her name. Jana can do it with anonym,
Ah,
so it
No,
will be more
actually-
real.
I can
actually-
also do it without name.
Really?
But
Yeah,
Yes.
I always do. Everybody
but
can.
you are talking.
Yeah, I know.
It'll be difficult talking and typing. I mean, I know you're that woman. I'm normally multitasking, but that would be really stretching it.
Put your phones on mute, please, guys. Sorry to remind you here.
Angelica actually posted a question in the previous session, and it came as anonymous. It's
Okay, I asked her.
basically when you type in the question, it asks you to put in your name. If you don't put in your name, then
Yes.
it comes up as
Oh,
anonymous.
no problem. I did it all the time. And the funny thing was, the funny thing was, I always asked the difficult questions, and then I was like, maybe if that was fair, but. Funny, the diamond guy, I asked for the price, and he said, "Oh, sorry, I'm not a salesperson." I was like, "Oh." Remember?
He was really struggling with this one.
Yeah, and I thought about it when I was typing. I was like, not that he says that, and he said exactly that. But okay. But I'm still curious what the vessel is worth. I mean, is that a 60 million boat? What do you think, Christoph?
I would say a little less, but not too far away from that. If you think about the PSV, is somewhere 30 million probably.
Yeah, 50 maybe then. Yeah. Like looks like a green Ferrari. Anyways.
But you have to. I mean, if you show up with this one, you're more impressing than a Ferrari. I can promise that one.
And it makes 40 knots, Matthias. 40 knots. That's not bad.
Yeah.
And has 20 V's on it, so that's also cool.
Why did we have this presentation in the last time as well, or why is this in here? This time,
That is for me. Yeah, because Christoph wanted to ask me a different question, but I have to answer that. So
Okay.
you're okay.
But he's asking.
Okay.
He's not asking me different questions, huh?
No, you have the same questions. He just made my life difficult in asking me questions.
I'm like confused.
So now we know who has the easy job here.
I can tell you, you had already a difficult week, right? And just to, sorry, can I make a little joke, Matthias? And then you asked me to prepare a presentation for your all-day meeting tomorrow. So every 3 minutes, next to the summit, I was painting slides for you, just to let you know.
Painting.
Painting, yeah.
Like with sun and flowers and. Great.
Who was that funny guy who was posting all these questions about the heart gel? The heart gel?
Ooh, for Alexander and Armin. Yeah. That's my favorite question.
What was
I
the question?
really want to know the answer. He asked Armin what hair gel he's using.
Hair gel.
Really? I missed that.
And the same one was later on with and was someone else asked the same question. I thought stupid.
So what should be our fake opening question? Do we have any wishes?
I can ask somebody for his hair gel preference, but
I think Matthias is the best.
Yeah.
Maybe something around when do you?
I mean, I think we should at least close probably with the question again: what we think after 2030 is diesel engines.
Yeah, that's
for the US. There's a lot of guys who would really like that diesel engines are still existing in 2030.
But that should not come as first question, right? That
No,
would
that
kind of kill our story a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe which steps we expect first to happen or something like that, and the transition, that is also an easy one. which technology you expect first, or what do you see? Like in the press conference, I ask a lot around hybrid and what is the hybrid concept of MTU, maybe something like that.
Which is difficult one for the commercial marine market, but yeah.
Yeah, but you can just say I said it. We have it literally right now on the test bench. It's being launched on the yard first, and will be then rolled out. I mean, we are testing it also on commercial.
Christoph, it's a fake question, so you can have a fake
answer.
He's thinking about this. I will give that to you.
No, seriously, which one should I put in about the next steps and new?
And
Christoph, you were asking about this tier 4. Shall we do something around that?
I was just about to say a good thing would be you were referring to EPA tier 4 engines. Do we have already experience in the field? How many hours, basically? And I can tell them we have accumulated more than 30,000 hours in the meantime without major issues.
Right, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, what is your experience with tier 4 engines? Yeah.
Okay, I just text it to Angelica.
So we're going live in 4.5 minutes, just to let you know.
Don't be crazy.
I just said 5 minutes. Now you said 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yes, because it was half a minute ago. You wrote it half a minute ago.
Do we have still people online? I'm very worried that we have later 20 people. Is it? Let's beat 30 in the US.
I can't watch it right now because it's not on yet.
Yeah.
Do you see how many are still on that?
On the platform? Logged in?
Yeah, but this is a bit tricky because if people have not logged off, it will not be accurate. But because it says 606 people, and I don't think so many are.
So
but we had 1,200, by the way. Oh, yeah.
What was the in Asia Pacific? We had 120, or so. How much you expecting?
145.
145. Okay.
So in the last session we just had.
But they will look the recording. I mean, there's still people that will and can watch the recording. Many people told me also, I will watch it later. And sorry, I couldn't dial in. I will watch it later. So this will be recorded, right?
Yes.
But not the Q&As of the other ones, or yes?
Yes, as well.
All Q&As. But it was not possible to show the Q&As
from the morning session.
From the morning session. Okay. So all Q&As will be there.
Yeah.
And Denise, you said that the video, is it already on YouTube or not yet?
No, it is. I was shocked to see Anna, the Andrea Schell video is now on YouTube. The neutral one, yeah. The the CEO talk is now on YouTube.
Okay, because we said not before the summit is over.
It was now online. I just saw it.
And under what title you find it under YouTube?
I haven't even seen it yet, so that's why.
I think put Andreas Schell's name, then you will find it. It's tagged under his name, I think. Just put Andreas Schell, and there must be something.
2 minutes to go live.
Maybe you watch it later. Remember to go on mute when the other ones are talking. Anna, hair check. Too bushy or okay?
No.
Too bushy. What? They know what I mean.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am. Welcome.
You have like Matthias and Christoph. You have all your hair like pulled. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know the struggle of curly hair, so.
Yeah.
Not much hair left.
But Lira knows the struggle.
Okay, I will put off my camera and we'll be here for you if you need us.
We enjoyed a lot with you. We will miss you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we'll see each other after the video.
Okay.
Have fun.
Okay, we have 1 minute. I'm turning off my camera.
I love this. I had fun already with you guys.
It would be funny if Denise would be on top and the two of us would be down there and dancing a little bit.
Yeah. No craziness, guys. We can be live. So now, serious.
We have 35 seconds. Denise, you're going to keep your eyes on the chat. Once you will see we are live now, start talking. 20 seconds. I'm muting myself. Guys, good luck. I will see you on the other side.
Wow, welcome to our closing session. I cannot believe that 3 days are already over and that this is the final live session of the event. I'm here with me, Matthias Vogel, the president of the business unit Mobile, and Christoph von Bank, our director for the marine business in Americas. Welcome to our closing session. We will quickly review the 3 days in a little bit more modern way. In graphics, we have a very talented colleague, Uta, who summarized the 3 days in comic style. And what you see here is day 1, where we basically started the summit off in kind of a big picture, more from a social and a scientific point of view. So understanding what is the why we have to act, what are the climate targets, and what are the general technology opportunities in order to attack the reduction of global warming. How can the community, science, politics, and industry work together? Then we moved a bit deeper on day 2, traveling a little bit in time. When we prepared this event, we thought really in a time machine and said, okay, what is the big picture from a technology point of view? And we had rather bigger discussions around power to X and how this can help us to address it. One key takeaway is that we cannot do that alone. We really need to couple the sectors in order to get the whole infrastructure set up. We had also an amazing session together with Switzer where we looked at the tug of the future and how also there hydrogen and alternative fuels can be a solution. Then we moved on in day 3, and there we came really in the time closer to today. And today, I think if you have watched all the sessions, we really looked also into technologies that are existing today, looking at the Damen vessel with new technologies, with existing engines, using reliable data in order to work for uptime, which is very, very important for our ferry operators. Specifically, we heard Dirksen talk about the new LNG high-speed engine and the experiences. We looked at, which is already, I mean, in your time zone happening, what Vita and Voss are doing with the new SCR solutions in order to reduce the emissions already today. And last but not least, we heard from Sea Machines how the future can look like with today's technologies on remote and autonomous shipping. So that was a quick summary of the things that happened in the last 3 days. And now I would like to welcome Matthias and Christoph in order to really talk about it. And I would like to encourage everybody, even it's maybe already late and we had 3 filled days with topics, please put your questions into the chat functions. We want to really hear your opinions, ask us the last time questions, but we will continue in the meantime with the conversation. And with that, I would like to hand over to Christoph for the first question.
Thank you, Denise. I have to say, first and foremost, I want to applaud everyone who organized and who was presenting during the last 3 days. I would say it was an excellent summit, and I think you met my expectations at least, and I learned a lot. That being said, I would be interested also to hear from Matthias. How did you like the first summit? What have been your key takeaways?
Thank you, Christoph. I mean, first of all, thanks very much for having me today here at the closing session. This was a very, very important summit for us. Getting so many people, over 2,000 people basically on that platform, shows how important that is. This topic is overall, how to reduce CO2 and emissions basically in the marine world, and especially in the commercial marine market. I mean, this is a global family, and we only can basically do this together. So therefore, I'm really excited about that we were able to pull companies together, production companies, shipbuilders, and everybody on this platform, as well as our customers and distribution, and put this off. This is amazing. This is the right thing to do, because that's what we are, pulling this industry in the right direction. So I'm super proud of the team and your accomplishment.
Yeah, thank you, Matthias. Considering that we have now in this time zone mainly people from the Americas online, Christoph, how do you see this whole discussion around green technologies, and in particular emission legislations in your region, the Americas, considering also EPA 4 is one of the toughest that we know?
Yeah, Denise, thank you for the question, which is a difficult one, because if you look at the Americas, we are having here all kind of different cultures, languages, and as complex as also the emission landscape. So if you start in the north, looking at Canada, we are looking today at IMO 3 as the applicable emission regulation. If we go a little bit further south to the US, you have on one hand side, you have the EPA Tier 4, which you have to comply. But for the repower business, you're looking at EPA Tier 3. To make it even more complex, going down to the south, Latin America, we are still living in the IMO 2 world. So that already gives you an idea that even so we talk about emission reductions, they are each and everywhere are somehow a little bit different. What makes it even more difficult is then that some of the regions, they are going with regional regulations. Andrew was mentioning also before in the EPA Tier 4 session that, for example, California is trying to even go further below the EPA Tier 4 limits, having an additional 85% reduction of particulate matters. So that already gives you an idea that there is not one regulation right now, which is making for us as an engine manufacturer the life not actually easier. And also, if you then look into more details, we also have seen in the recent past a couple of operators in the US who are asking, what else can I do to go below EPA Tier 4, and asking for solutions with diesel particle filters. So it's all over, basically, if we look at the emission landscape. But maybe, Denise, back to you. Looking at more the global perspective and your responsibility, what has you been taken away from the last 3 days? What are the key trends you expect to see, and what are the priorities which you consider down the road?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's hard to say what are my key takeaways, because obviously we designed the event in a way how we think the world will develop. So to a certain degree, by watching the agenda, you know a little bit how our priorities are. But summarizing it maybe in 3 pillars, we want to clearly continue to invest in our existing platforms and engine platforms. They will exist also for longer time. So diesel and gas will be still there. But we discussed it a lot. Alternative fuels will play a big role. Also, drop-in fuels in the beginning. Biofuels can help us to address the topic in certain applications. On the other extreme, we will, of course, invest certain amounts of money into a fuel cell or methanol technologies that will bring us further to a really CO2 reduction. In the middle, I would say we will strongly invest as company into system integration, kind of in easy words, bridge to propeller. We're looking a lot in automation technologies. We just bought a company end of last year, called ServoWatch, and we want to extend that portfolio big time in partnerships or own developments in order to really drive also the electrification and hybridization process. And last but not least, the third pillar that will always be of super big importance for us is the service side, and offering life cycle services using data and technology, because in the end, we have machines running here and we will need still parts and people to fix it. And for that, we just need to be smarter in the long run. So I think this will all exist going forward. But looking at, there's some questions coming in that are really interesting. One for you, Matthias. It's saying all presentations were very well. Thanks for that, by the way. It's capturing the current trends in the industry, but next step is to make it happen. So I guess I'm asking you for some funding here.
Right. No, I think that's a very well point. I saw the question as well, and thank you for posting this question. I mean, you see that on the summit, and I think that's what we want to make it happen. I mean, definitely, we are 100% committed to the marine market. It's basically in our roots, in our DNA. That's where we started in the marine market, and we want to drive that forward far beyond 2030. Therefore, it is important to have this kind of platforms, because not only we as engine manufacturer or propulsion system manufacturer can make it happen. We need everybody in this. We need to have sector coupling. We need the harbors to be ready. We need the shipbuilders to be ready. So presenting that on that platform, it is a team effort, it's a team play, and we all need to play in the same direction. And then this is the only chance to really make that happen. That is a big job. It's a job for mankind, really. It's probably mainly a job as well for our kids, to protect the earth here. That's why we play, and that's why we're here. And so let's pull together and make this happen. And we are, as Rolls-Royce Power Systems, are invested in this market and keep on investing into new technologies to make it happen. I can promise that.
We will keep your word, Matthias. Many people are hopefully hearing that. There is a question coming in, and maybe I can combine that with a question I had in mind, Christoph. I mean, from your perspective, having discussed all these technologies, first part of the question, what will be for your region the most important technologies going forward? And maybe combining it is, how quickly do you see battery technology evolving as part of potential hybrid propulsions? Maybe you can combine the two.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe if I go first on your first question, what do I see for the Americas, and maybe also starting with a personal note. As you may know, I'm living here in Florida, in Miami. I was somehow, when I watched during the summit, the presentation of Professor Portner, it reminded myself that also here in local news, they are talking about the sea levels rising to 10, 17 inches within a couple of years, and up to 50 inches over the next 60 years, basically. But what was for me amazing is that just my county has to invest $4 billion to keep Miami dry. Currently, I'm far away from the ocean, but maybe if we don't act now, I may come closer, but that's not my goal, actually. Let's work now, and let's see what we can do. If we talk about technologies, Thomas Bangstone from Switzerland said it nicely, there is not a silver bullet. I think we have to look for each and every case, because there is no one-size-fits-all approach. We have to take into account the location, the infrastructure, the mission profile of the boats, local regulations, emissions, everything. And therefore, it will be a difficult journey for all of us, but also the first message which you, or the first question which you were raising from the audience is actually from a naval architect, which I know. And I think that's the secret. We have to work together. We have to somehow put our heads together, how we make it somehow feasible from an economical point of view, deployment, and also from an impact for the operator itself. On the topic of batteries, yes, I believe that batteries will be something which will be a very important technology in the future. Currently, I have to admit that the cost and also the size and volume of batteries is still somehow makes it complicated to apply the technology for each and every vessel. If you go to a fast ferry, it might be more difficult than for others. So, but I'm very confident that with time, also that technology will somehow further develop, and therefore it will be more feasible. Yeah. I think that's a nutshell.
One question, Matthias, maybe combining, as you have, as I do, a strong heart for the service side. There's a question around how Rolls-Royce Power Systems MTU will support the spare parts demand for all IMO, EPA tier engines and everything to come. In combination, what is our experience with the EPA tier 4 engines that I have now 30,000 running hours in the field? Maybe comment from your side to the serviceability.
I mean, that's really our backbone of our company. It's yes, first and foremost is to bring engines in the field and really giving you the best propulsion system you ever can have in a ship. But then it's all about maintaining this boats into the market and therefore keeping spare parts availability of the ships up every time. Therefore, we are heavily invested into warehouses and large warehouses around the globe to support you in 24/7 with the right spare parts. And yes, I mean, honestly, the whole engine complexity and different types of engines add more parts to our backlog and basically more parts in our warehouses. But that's what we're here for. I mean, we're here for serving our customers and therefore keeping the engines up and running. And therefore, we definitely going to make sure that we have spare parts available. I mean, last year we fixed a very, very 30, 40-year-old engine out of a submarine in Peru, and we were still capable basically to put this engine together and supply spare parts to it, and the submarine is up and running again. So we're here for a long time, and we will do that on the new engines as well, I promise.
Great. Quickly before we move to the next question to you, Matthias, just a quick comment also from your end, Christoph. What is the experience you're seeing now with the EPA Tier 4 engines, maybe on top what we heard also from Marty and before?
Thank you, Denise. Yeah, I would say so far, knock on wood, everything was working well. We introduced now a couple of field test engines into the Americas, into the North American market. We have 3 ferries running right now, actually 4 in the meantime, and also 4 tugs. So far, we accumulated more than 30,000 hours. I would say with a brand new product, without any major issues, I'm very proud of what has been accomplished. And I'm somehow looking forward to add the additional ratings to the portfolio that we can serve a broader market.
Yeah, looking forward. There's a cool question, Matthias, on Power to X. And by the way, I like we liked your event. Thanks for the event. Great event. You can add a little bit more of that. It helps the soul. And I think also the organizational team to read that. No, jokes aside, we are really happy to read that. So the question is, taking into account production hours of PV and wind globally seems to be a very promising approach. However, it still seems that Power to X suffers from a poor lobby. How could that be improved? I mean, maybe you can answer how we are working with the governments and with the people.
Yeah, I mean, it's platforms like that. I think where we actually explain the technology and what Power to X means for a wider audience. And I think this is as well a lobbying event. I mean, if you want to take it like this, and we do this basically 24/7 around the world, that we think this is the right way to go. Power to X for either you going to methane or you going to hydrogen or whatever is needed for the right sector. Let's put it like this, if you're not looking only at the marine market. So we do this, and we will keep on pushing that. And I hope everybody on this event will go out basically into the world and do the same, and being a multiplier for that concept.
Maybe to add one comment on that point is also it's one question to us, what do we do about it, but it's also maybe a question back to the political bodies, because we also see across the regions many different initiatives and subsidies, and I think that's also something which is required, that for an operator to invest is somehow currently still pretty steep and high. So I think we need also support from the political bodies to subsidize such pilot installations.
And I think, yeah, and we see that. And I think we discussed it today about a port in Germany who is going fully to Power to X. Duisburg, the city of Duisburg will basically convert the full port to Power to X. And we're going to see that more and more, I'm very sure. I mean, now with the new legislation out of the US as well, and the funding is going in, we'll see a strong push. I'm very convinced of that.
Yeah, and the incentive systems, I mean, let's be honest, we had that also in the discussion today with the media representatives. The fundings are increasing in that direction, and they will support us to be really naturally, but also financially incentivized. And on the other hand, they had an interesting question with the media people, if Corona and COVID, the crisis was giving a push. I'm actually feeling that a little bit. I don't know how the others see that. Comments would be interesting. There's one question coming, and do you think the US is as far ahead and EU in seeing the importance of the emission reductions? That's a good question, Christoph. I think you're living there. Maybe you can answer that one.
I would say yes and no. It pretty much depends on the sectors. It's pretty surprising. One day I talked to an operator who is looking for going below the EPA Tier 4 threshold. On the other hand, we have customers we say, okay, I want to have the least complexity in the system and go what is needed. So I would say it's pretty, it differs from application to application, but also from region to region. And what I said before with California, I would say California is probably more advanced than Europe in certain aspects.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we are far into the time, and I think everybody is also happy now to get to dinner or wherever. Matthias, last question to you, really summing it up for us. Which role Rolls-Royce Power Systems will play in the next years to come in the marine industry? And you can take your time. You don't need to limit yourself here.
No, I will not limit myself, but I think it's pretty easy. We are the leader in this market, and we want to play as the leader. And I think with the leader comes responsibility, and that means to work and design the future. And I think we put enough money on our side to do so. So we want to lead this industry into the future. And I think with this summit, we clearly showed our commitment to the market to do so. So as I said in the beginning, really, it's our pleasure, but as well our duty to drive this industry forward. And this summit shows it very clear that we are capable of doing that.
Thank you. Oh, and in 4 languages. Merci, obrigado, muchas gracias. Thank you. That is, I think I can not add better to it. Thanks a lot to Christoph and Matthias for joining me here in the wrap-up session, but big thanks to everybody out there from 78 countries, 1,987 people joining this journey with us. This is quite overwhelming to us. And I would like to use the opportunity. Normally, I would have flowers now on the stage to thank the people. Yes. Unfortunately, I cannot give it to the people that deserve it. A big thanks to all our customers and partners for joining the sessions, putting a lot of effort, by the way, 2 times a day, because we had it in European, Asian time zone and the US. But the biggest thank from my heart to the organizational team, and I would like to just mention 2 ladies, Angelika and Anne, who were day and night in the last weeks, putting us all together, keeping us on track. Thanks a lot. Super proud of you. And the next video will show how great this was. Thanks a lot. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. Bye-bye. See you next time. Promise. In person.